Let's first unbox the phone. Now the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra comes in a black box with the visuals of the S Pen in front based on the color that you choose. Then opening the front cover, you'll find a black box inside of the cover itself. Where in there's the SIM ejector pin on the outside and the quick start guide on the inside. Then you'll find the phone itself. Underneath, you'll find two small boxes above. One is the AKG USB-C wired earphones in white and the USB-C to USB-C cable. Then finally, looking down below, you'll find a 25-watt fast charging brick. And like other flagship phones from Samsung, it is IP68 dust and water resistant and is also a 5G ready phone as well. Now there are three colors for you guys to choose from here in Malaysia, where the one which I have is my personal favorite, which is called the Mystic White. Then it's also available in the very well-known Mystic Bronze and Mystic Black. So looking at the phone's design and build, since this is the Note series from Samsung, where the phone always had the reputation of being a very large device, which I've always loved and appreciated. The sides are made of stainless steel, which reinforces the premium quality of the phone, where the front and the back glass is made of Corning Gorilla Glass Victus, which is the highest grade and the toughest glass at this point of time made from Corning. Then the rear cameras are placed towards the left-hand side with quite a huge camera bump due to its larger lens, where it is placed on a vertical position on the left-hand side of the phone, where the three lenses had a quite huge rings around it, which was also very huge, as you guys can see. Now, while some people have mentioned that the camera bump is too huge for their liking, for me, I did not mind it at all. In actual fact, I like it because it seemed like a statement piece. Yes, it does wobble if you place the phone on a surface, but that is only if you tap towards the upper part of the phone and not while typing. And since the keyboard is always below, not on top, I did not find any issues at all. But if you really don't favor the camera bump, you can always get the Samsung's official clear phone case, which also had a nice little phone stand to fully level the phone at the back and at the same time protecting the phone if you want to. Then the ultrasonic in-display fingerprint sensor is just tiny bit faster than the S20 Ultra, which was nice to know. And what sets this ultrasonic fingerprint sensor compared to a typical optical fingerprint sensor is the fact that you can even unlock if your fingers are wet or even sweaty after working out. Now, as for the phone spots and buttons, the volume rockers and the power button is now shifted to the right instead on the left, as it was on the Note 10 Plus. Then looking down below, you'll find the USB-C port and one of the two stereo speakers over there, as the other is available right on the earpiece area with Dolby Atmos surround sound. Then the position of the S Pen is available towards the left instead on the right, where it was on the Note 10 Plus once again. And on top, you'll find the SIM card and the micro SD card slot. Now, since the Note 10 Plus was my daily driver, it did take me a while to get used to the S Pen being on the other side, but I got used to it within the second day. Now, as for the phone screen, the Note 20 Ultra has a massive 6.9-inch dynamic AMOLED display with almost no bezels, and yet again, the best smartphone screen on any smartphones out right now, where I felt that I just could not stop looking at it. With a resolution of 1440 by 3088 pixels, WQHD+, and also equipped with the HDR10+. And currently, the Note 20 Ultra has the adaptive display where it can go really high up to 120 Hz of refresh rate at FHD+, but it will adapt accordingly to your usage to probably go lower depending on your use case, so you can't really adjust to keep it at 120 Hz at all times. But that was not an issue for me, as I did not find that it was dropped. Again, with a slightly smaller camera hole or the Infinity O display in the middle, the overall color balance was great and vibrant, where I did find myself binging on Stranger on Netflix from episode to episode, and the video and audio experience through the phone was truly amazing. Now, as for the phone's cameras, there are three huge cameras as mentioned, where one is a 108 megapixel f1.8 aperture, 26mm wide lens, a 12 megapixel f2.2 13mm ultra wide angle lens, and a 12 megapixel f3.0 periscope lens that can go up to 5 times optical zoom and 50 times hybrid zoom. And you also find the laser autofocus module over there and the microphone that increases the volume when you zoom in during video recording like the other latest releases. Now, first looking at the dedicated 108 megapixel mode, again I would only recommend this mode if you really need to punch into the subject. And the good news is that you won't have any storage anxiety since the storage is expandable through the micro SD card slot as mentioned earlier. Then the regular shots was indeed top-notch flagship material, where the image processing has surely improved, where there was a great and a better balance of the greens and the blues, where the previous generation tends to sometimes bring them really up. And that was not the case when it comes to the Note 20 Ultra,